Namaste. Today I am going to talk to you about a very famous subject of Ayurveda, which is called Prakriti. Yes, everybody when they hear about Ayurveda, they want to know what type I am. What is my body type? What is my constitution? This is a very attractive subject, of course, because everybody wants to know what is my body type and what should I do with it. The problem is that many times when we are trying to find out our Prakriti, we are in some kind of a confusion, and many people I have met when I travel all over the world with my patients, with my students, they are always complaining that last time when I checked my Prakriti was Vata, and now I checked it has become Pitta or something else. But this is not true. First of all, you have to understand what is Prakriti. Prakriti is the dominant 5 element in your body. Like a body is made up of 5 elements. So every body is born with a unique combination of these 5 elements. Or in terms of doshas, if you want to say, we say that in our body there are 3 doshas, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So every person is born with a fixed ratio of Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Depending on which dosha is dominant in your body, you are tagged as Vata or Pitta or Kapha. So this is what is the meaning of Prakriti. From where it comes, you have to understand. At the time of conception, when we are in the mother's womb, when the conception happens, whatever was the dominant dosha in the sperm, or whatever was the dominant dosha in the egg of the mother, or you can say dominant elements, because ultimately everything is made up of 5 elements. So that dominance of the 5 elements or dominance of the doshas in both the seeds, which we call as sperm and the egg, that will determine the constitution of the child. Of course, during pregnancy, whatever the mother is eating, whatever she is watching, whatever she is going through at the mental level, at the emotional level, all these things also impact the constitution or the Prakriti of the child. And of course, something just after birth, it's not a big impact, but the place where you're born and the climate where you're born, some impact of that also. But primarily, it is decided at the time of the conception, and then some things change during pregnancy. But very important to remember that this Prakriti remains same all your life. You cannot change it, and it doesn't change because the dominance of the doshas will remain same. So don't think that last time your Prakriti was Pitta, now it has become Vata. No, that means you are doing something wrong. When you are checking your Prakriti, you have to understand, suppose you are given a questionnaire, So the questionnaire you have to fill looking back into your entire life. You have to actually choose those characteristics which are consistent in your life, and make sure that you do not just fill the answers based on the current situation, because at present you may have some problem. Maybe last 2 years you have gained 10 kilos, so now your body is chubby, so don't put chubby. Maybe last 50 years of your life you are very slim, and last 2 years you have gained some weight. So which is more consistent? The last 50 years. Similarly, there are many things. Sometimes for the Vata people we say that teeth are protruding outside, but maybe you got some job done on them and now your teeth are very even. So don't put even. You have to see what was your original design, and this is the only purpose of knowing the Prakriti. It's like when you have a car, you should know what kind of car you have. Is it a diesel car, or it's a petrol car, it is a battery operated car? It's very important to know it. But most important thing you have to understand that Prakriti is not a disease. Many people, when they find out like I'm Pitta type, so what they do? Immediately they will stop all the heating things, all the hot spices or anything heating that they are doing in their lifestyle, and they will try to practice only opposing. They start practicing cooling foods, cooling activities. What happens after 6 months or 3 months or whatever, you find out that you have some kapha disorder, because you have completely stopped all the heating things and you're only taking cooling things, thinking you are a Pitta, so you should eat only cooling things. No, this is not the case. You have to understand that Prakriti is not a disease. If you have too much heat in your body, if you have too much pitta in your body, if you have too much kapha because your body is chubby, this is just your nature. Just try to understand. If you have a diesel car, don't try to change this into a petrol car. Diesel car should remain diesel car. You have to maintain your Prakriti. You have to always just maintain your nature. And for that, it's very simple. What you have to do is, you don't have to very strongly follow just the opposite of your Prakriti. This is what most people make a mistake. I have seen many people. You should just know it somewhere in the back of your mind that you are Pitta, which means you have too much fire, too much heat. That is dominant. That is by nature. By birth you have this. It's not a disease. It's just for you to understand your characteristics, to understand your maybe predisposition of diseases. It helps you. It helps you not only just in maintenance of health, but it also helps you to just indicate what kind of diseases you might have. Today in the modern medicine, they're also talking about genes and genetic, and through understanding your genetic setup, they're trying to even predict that what kind of diseases you might have. This is what the ancient Ayurvedic scholars had already done in this concept of Prakriti. That's what they have done. Today we are talking about P4 medicine. You might have heard personalized medicine, participatory, which means both doctor and the patient participate in that. We're talking about that knowing your genetics, we can predict. So third one is predictive, you can predict, and also preventive, based on your Prakriti, based on your the setup of the genes, we can actually try to prevent diseases, because we are looking into what could be the possible diseases that will come. So this is what Ayurveda is also talking about, this concept of Prakriti. Now they have also created a special branch, a special subject, which is called Ayurgenomics, and they are really trying to find out very interesting things. They have tried to do some studies where they took like Vata type of people, Pitta type of people, and Kapha type of people, and then studied their genetic codes and the genes, and they have really published some papers. You must find it out. It's very interesting that the ancient Ayurvedic scholars, they may not have used these words like genes or DNA or something like that, but they were aware that human beings are unique, and that's where they brought in this concept of 5 elements, the dominance of the elements, or which in Ayurveda we talk in terms of the dosha or the Prakriti. So therefore, first thing, as I told you, it's not a disease, it's your nature. So just relax, don't worry, don't be too serious about it, but just know somewhere in the back that this is my nature, and I should be a little bit careful about not to just increase the dominant dosha, because that can go out of balance very easily. The second thing that you have to very clearly understand is, how do I know my Prakriti? So as I said, when you fill out this questionnaire, there are so many of them are available. You can also go to jiva.com, or you can download our health app, Jiva Health app, where we have a very nice questionnaire. It's quite good, and you can fill out the questionnaire, and that will help you to understand what is your Prakriti. But again, look back into your entire life, look back into your consistent characteristics, and based on that you should reply the questionnaire. Sometimes it is also easy that some answers you should ask to people who live with you. For example, your family members, your partner. It is very important. Sometimes you are hesitant to reply, if suppose it is something related to your physique, so you may always be a little biased. So maybe your friends will give a really just like a correct version of what you look like, and it's good to hear from other people what they think about your physical characteristics. So this is how you find out your constitution, and of course, as I said, this will help you to not only prevent disease, because according to your constitution you can choose a proper diet, you can choose lifestyle, you can choose your jobs, you can choose your dress, you can choose your perfumes, you can choose everything according to your constitution. You can become your own dietitian, you can become your own trainer, you can become your own preventative instructor or coach or whatever you want to call it. And this is a very nice concept and very easy. Don't think it's complicated. It's very simple. Once you understand your dominant dosha, and then you just try to just keep it in your mind. The most important thing that you have to understand, that Prakriti is not a disease. Don't be too obsessed with this. Just chill, relax, enjoy, and be happy, because at the end of the day you can't do anything about it, because whatever ratio of doshas is we are born with, this will always remain the same. It is not going to change, because that is how we are made up of. So therefore, this is the simple description about finding out your Prakriti and taking care of your health. I am sure now it is clear. If there is any questions, any things you don't understand, please always feel free to get in touch with us. We will be very happy to assist you in whatever way we can. Thank you very much, and take care of yourself.